Marc Cucurella to Real Madrid. Yes, Marc Cucurella to Real Madrid is, here we go, a big, crazy bomba dropped out of nowhere. Agreement done, club to club, Chelsea, Real Madrid, over the morning, lunchtime for Marc Cucurella, being closed right now by the lawyers on club sides, and then on the other side, the player, because also very important to mention, the deal agreed between Marc Cucurella and Real Madrid in terms of contract, salary, length of the deal, and so we have plenty of things to say. Plenty of things to say. So I wanted to start with this, because you get the news immediately. Again, it's surprising, because there were links with several clubs for Marc Cucurella. There were stories about Barcelona, and I can tell you that Barcelona were inquiring about Cucurella around the end of April, beginning of May. Then they didn't advance the conversation because Balde is still at Barcelona, and also they have still under consideration Joao Cancelo as a potential return to the club. So Barcelona at the moment are well covered on the left-back position. Then there was Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid had genuine interest in Marc Cucurella, but again, not closing the deal club to club or on player side. And then, out of nowhere, again, with this new style of Real Madrid, go get the player immediately, very fast. It's what they did with Konate, it's what they did with Dumfries, it's what they did with Bernardo Silva, and it's what they did today with Marc Cucurella. Agreement done, closed with Chelsea on the transfer fee. I will tell you more in the next hours. What I can tell you now as an indication is that the fee is going to be more than 50 million euros for the Spanish left back. So Real Madrid will pay important money to Chelsea, and I always told you during this summer here on the channel, if you follow me on YouTube, and remember to do so, but I told you several times, if there is a good proposal for the club and for the player, the deal for Cucurella can be done, can get done for sure. And now, out of nowhere, Real Madrid decide to go, put the money and get the player. Again with this time, very fast. Ibrahima Konate, over the weekend of the Champions League final, announced that he decides to leave Liverpool on a free, not signing a new contract. Real Madrid arrive in 2 days, done deal, 4-year contract. Then Denzel Dumfries, Real Madrid before the elections, go, pay 20 million euros that is close to Inter, immediately get the deal done, 4-year contract, Dumfries to Real Madrid. And then Bernardo Silva. The most clear case has been Bernardo. For Bernardo Silva, the idea of the player was, I'm going to decide my future after the World Cup, let me relax, let me take some time. Real Madrid arrive, very strong, meeting with Jose Mourinho on Tuesday night. On Wednesday afternoon, Real Madrid arrive, start negotiations with Bernardo Silva, with his agent Jorge Mendes, to close the deal and get it done. So in the space of 36 hours, Bernardo Silva, we are not talking about small players, Liverpool centre-back and France centre-back, Konate, Dumfries, right back from Inter and from the Dutch national team. Bernardo Silva doesn't need an introduction. And then now Marc Cucurella, one of the best left backs in the world. Real Madrid are going very strong on the market. Go, get the player and get back to Madrid. And that's what they did also with Marc Cucurella. I expect quite a fast process in order to get the deal done. Also in this case, the plan of Cucurella was to wait till the World Cup. He did an interview a few days ago saying, I want to focus on the World Cup. I told my camp not to tell me anything about speculation, rumors, but in this case was not speculation. In this case was a Real Madrid official bid to Marc Cucurella, with the player accepting the move and with the player giving green light to this possibility. So Cucurella has agreed all terms with Real Madrid. And then there is Real Madrid-Chelsea side. A negotiation that has been described to me as quite fast. Good relationship between the two clubs, Chelsea and Real Madrid. And so they've been able to get this deal closed and sealed quite quickly. Now we wait, obviously, for the formal steps, for the official statements, for the medical test. Cucurella is in the US with the Spanish national team. So obviously the timing depends also on these kind of things. But the verbal agreement is in place for Marc Cucurella to become a new Real Madrid player. That's a bomb, guys. I'm still feeling the adrenaline personally as a journalist, because obviously when you get this kind of news out of nowhere, it's special. But also this has consequences. Real Madrid are doing Marc Cucurella because they wanted a left back. They were looking as ideal solution on the market, left-footed center back, then can play as left back or center back. So keeping options open for this. Then, Riccardo Calafiori, my understanding is that he was never a real target for Real Madrid. They had a meeting with the agents and conversations, but they represent several players. Real Madrid never made a bid, never approached Arsenal, never contacted the player, so Real Madrid never started a real negotiation for Calafiori. That was only rumors from Italy, but not really true. Just a meeting with the agents. That's true, but that's the only thing. Then, on the other side, important to mention, Joško Gvardiol. Joško Gvardiol is a player who was really, really wanted by Real Madrid. Real Madrid were considering Gvardiol ideal player because, again, he can play centre-back, he can play left back when needed, so he can be in several positions, young, talented, top player, but what's important to mention is that for Joško Gvardiol, Manchester City, as I told you last week, offered a new contract 2031, so not 2032. My understanding is 2031, so a 5-year deal, and everything is set. Also on Gvardiol's side to sign a new contract at Manchester City. So the expectation is Calafiori Real Madrid, not happening. Gvardiol signing a new contract at Manchester City, and then the bomb of the market, Marco Cucurella to Real Madrid. While I'm recording this video, I can tell you something else. Also, two things that I'm looking at right now while I'm recording the video. The first one, I see many of you sending me that Enzo Fernandez put like to the here we go of Marco Cucurella to Real Madrid. And so, just wanted to touch on this point. Enzo Fernandez giving a like to this, we will see what's going to happen, the consequences, and all the rest. Then, I wanted to mention also the contract of Marco Cucurella. It's going to be a long-term deal. So, could be a 5 or 6 year deal at Real Madrid. A very long contract for Marco Cucurella. So, as you can see, the news is there, is cooking right now, out of nowhere again, a big bomba. So, on this one, guys, let me know your opinion, because I'm really curious to see how do you feel. Spanish national team are going to debut very soon in the World Cup, and Marco Cucurella will do that as a Real Madrid player to be. So that's a big story. And also for Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea will need to find a new left back on the market. Chelsea will have already started the process, from what I understand, to find the right player to replace Marco Cucurella. Obviously, Xabi Alonso will be backed, so Chelsea will go for different players, and Xabi Alonso will get what he wants. That's the message coming from Chelsea. So, I want your opinion, guys.